What we have here is my latest toy. This is an Asus motherboard. Now I don't know if you'll actually be able to see it over there, but this is a P5N-E SLI. It's an older board, you can tell. It's got the SLI selector on it. Newer boards did away with that, and they have all they've got is a they have it in the, they do it automatically. They don't need that thing. But here it is running. All I needed to do to this is reinstall the heatsink and put the video card back in the slot. Those were probably removed for shipping concerns. You know, you don't want to get these damaged in shipping or have it put stress on the board and break a connector or break the board or anything like that. But here it is. It's running. Right now it's in single video card mode. It's got an NVIDIA GeForce, what is that, 9500 GT, I think. That's what it says on there. Yeah, 9500 GT. 4 gigs of RAM. Some pretty flashy RAM, actually, to be honest with you. But the thing that I was really most interested in was not the motherboard, not the video card, and not the RAM. It's the CPU. And the reason why is because, whoops, this is what it has for a CPU. If I can actually push the right buttons here and do this blind, pretty much. Check this out. An Intel Core 2 Quad Q9550. Other than a Q9650, that was as good as the Core 2 Quad basically ever got. I mean, there are the Extreme Editions, but I don't even know if any of the Extreme Editions would be better than this. Because it's my carefully considered opinion that the Extreme Editions were kind of just, you know, there for people to throw the money around if they really wanted to. I don't really know what the point of buying an Extreme Edition really was. But anyway, that's what this has. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all this crap out. I'm going to switch this to dual video cards, and I'm going to put it into the SLI machine down there as the final ultimate upgrade, hopefully, for that machine. I don't have anything else planned for it, but this little upgrade here, because this should probably be about as good as I'd ever need that thing to be anyway. You know, I had just put this M2N system together, and I'm already pulling it all out again. Funny how that works sometimes. Here again is a look inside the empty case now that the motherboard's out. It's quite the pain in the rear end. It's a lot easier to do when there's nothing in blah, 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 blah. I can't even talk. What is going on right now? It's a lot easier to take out boards when there's nothing in the case. So, hopefully we can get the board in without any trouble. I do have an I/O plate for this one though, so there's one thing. That might actually make it a little bit more difficult, having the I/O plate versus not having the I/O plate. But we'll see. Wow, okay. So, a couple of things. Number one is it's working, as you can see, with the SLI setup as designed. Oh boy, I don't know what was going on, but it was almost like we had the wrong I/O shield. Because for whatever reason, the audio ports wouldn't line up. Everything else is fine, but the audio ports were not lining up. I had to pull the board in and out 4 times before it actually managed to fit, and I still don't really know what was up. Worth noting is the fact that this board's actually shorter, not that you'll be able to tell, than most boards, so it doesn't actually stretch the last couple of plugs there, or the last couple of standoffs, which is interesting. I don't know if that's going to cause a problem later on, but now I got to, now I'm going to have to remove these video cards again, because I'm going to have to get back in there in order to get all the front panel stuff, because the only thing I've got plugged in are the actual front panel things. I don't have the audio or the USB or the FireWire or the anything plugged in, or the floppy, because the floppy goes down there. In fact, the floppy might be an issue. I guess we're going to find out. Okay, it's pretty much done. I've got the side panel on because I think everything is okay, and because I need a mouse for Windows. So let's see if it'll crap all over itself. Save configuration and exit, and let's just watch. Now I say that, but yet every single time I make a video like this, it seems to work. So, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I like that boot splash, that's really cool looking. taking a long time to post here. Because it's counting up all the memory. Wow, what a slow RAM count. Can I skip that? There we go. Will it boot? Ha. Oh, it hasn't crapped out yet. I think it probably will. Go figure, right? Yep, it's going to start. And I'll have to install a million drivers, even though I didn't change the video card. I think that's the most interesting part of the whole thing, is it has to reload the video card driver. So let me log in and I'll let it figure itself out, and then we'll do some more configuration. Alright, last thing to do before putting this thing back is to rerun our Windows benchmark. This ought to be fun. And we'll see just how good or bad it happens to be. Alright, there are the new scores. Unfortunately, because this is an older motherboard, which you could tell because it's got the SLI switcher, it's an older board, so it's only SATA 1.5, or at least the port that I had it plugged into. It was only running at SATA 1.5. Given the fact that I did not see any option for AHCI, I'm pretty sure it's only SATA only a SATA 1.5 system, so the speed on that kind of suffered a little bit, but everything else is looking real good. The video cards didn't change, which is good because they shouldn't have changed. It's the same card. The same two cards. Should look like that if you're wondering. And the RAM and CPU both went up. The RAM didn't really go up that much, but I really didn't expect it to because it's still only 4 gigs of DDR2. I think the difference is that it's DDR2 800 as opposed to DDR2 667. And the other big difference, well, the big difference is the CPU went up 1.1. So I think this is probably about as good as it's going to get. So there's the machine running over there in its home. You can see it down there. And here it is right here. Now, I don't know if I've got anything right now on the scratch pad. Oh, I do. So I don't actually remember which video it was that I had used as a benchmark previously. So I'm just gonna grab one. I don't know if it registered my double click or not. Oh, I might have to reinstall Vegas. I think I'm gonna have to reinstall Vegas again because it looks like it's not actually running. This happened the last time too. We click on it and now it's not even showing up. Let's try running it as an administrator. Yeah, it'll show up for like a second and then disappears. So, time to reload it. Okay, here it is after a reinstall. I hate this monitor, what a piece of junk. Anyway, so we'll just give it a try. I'm not even going to rename the file because I don't think I have to. Looks like a good thing there, and we'll probably get a better idea if we look over at that. I think it might be, it's approaching real time. It might be still be a little bit slower, but nah, it's still a bit slower than real time, but that's not really all that bad. All things considered, you can compare that to the last video. So, just over 9.5 minutes, looks like. So it's basically, I believe, like a 7-minute long video. 7.5 minutes. So, I don't think that's too bad. Again, you can compare that to the previous machine, and I think that's it. We're done here. I don't need to, well, I probably ought to delete that. I don't really need that file. Something I can find it. Oh, that might be interesting. Where did it go? It's disappeared. need that, so we just dump it. Probably the same deal with the... I don't even really probably need any of that. We'll leave it alone, and we'll call this good.